Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM aimed at existing Workbooks users or indeed anyone seriously looking at Workbooks as a new CRM system. And in this one, we're going to cover search. We all know that being able to find the right information at the right time or as quickly as possible is really vital. If you can't quickly access the data you need, whether it's a customer record, part of a customer record, a recent email, or a key sales opportunity, it could just sort of hold things up, which might have an impact on your productivity. That's why Workbooks CRM puts such a strong emphasis on powerful, flexible search tools. Today, we're going to show you how to make the most of these features. And we'll concentrate on the core search functions, a bit like a global search, that let you find records instantly across the whole system wherever they are. And we'll move on to a few more advanced techniques and little undocumented tips to really help you search within specific record types using what we call a wildcard and setting up slightly more complex searches to find the information that you want. So, hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, and I'm joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence-Hine. Our company, Wizard Systems, we're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks, and we help organizations use simple, affordable solutions to help their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. Those of you on here live, the audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got a question about anything we're going on about, please pop that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer that at the end. So let me pass over to my colleague, Stuart, and he'll take us through the searching capabilities.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, so as Tim just mentioned, searching fundamental within a CRM. If it doesn't return what you're looking for, it's pointless. What you need is a search within the CRM that works. And that's what Workbooks have given us. It's put into the heart of the CRM. So let's go and take a look at what it can do. So here's the search window. It's opened by clicking on the spyglass on the toolbar here, or you may already have it on your desktop. It may be turned off for some people, depending on your settings, and we'll have a look at those in a few minutes. So what do we have? The default search, they refer to as quick search and all words. So what does this mean? Well, below the search bar are three options that help configure the search I'm about to do. The first is quick search. This takes your criteria and returns a light search of the main record types. So people, organizations, postcodes, email addresses, that kind of thing. The second is all words. In other words, if I search for something like Atlantic Services, it returns three items, because that's what we've told it to do. Search for Atlantic Services and do a light search. So it doesn't search for those words independently. So it found an organization and a couple of opportunities. Now, some of you may have noticed that there's this orange bar about an extended search. So let's take a look. Now, this is the same search criteria, but rather than just returning those, as I said, those first few items in the engine, it's gone deeper into it, found everywhere in the system where those two words appear in the same record. Atlantic Services, Atlantic Telecom has got business services in their web address, people that work from it. So it's done a much deeper search. So we took the original search and built on it. So same criteria, much better. So what if we decide, well, I only want Atlantic Services, not Atlantic and Services? We can take this search one step further by telling the system I want an exact phrase. And we do this by putting the search into speech marks or double quotes. We do the search again, and the system says, no, I found those three that you asked for. But now if I do an extended search, that list is gone. It's now only returning where the word Atlantic is followed by services. That exact phrase, way shorter, and it means I can search for words or sentences within a record or an email, giving us a great way to locate that missing item, that incoming email on a support case, but you can't remember the name of the company. And to do this, let's test this scenario. I know that there's an email in the system where that is the words that were in the email. Can the system find it for me? And there we go. Because I told it to go and find those exact words, one after the other, skips everything, goes and finds it for me. So that's searching for a record, an initial quick search, that second extended search, that deeper dive into it, all words, telling me to find that exact phrase, and then putting them in quotes, saying, no, I want this phrase. So that's the first two options covered for us. The last option, sounds like. And this applies a little bit of what they used to call fuzzy logic to the search, and is great for finding items where a record might have a special way of spelling itself out. I used Atlantic a moment ago, so let's go back, and this time we'll do it with some really bad spelling. So Atlantic, so BCs, that's close enough. And again, I'll do a search. And of course, the system says there's nothing in the system that's spelled like that. But I know it sounds like that. So I'll get it to do a search again. And it finds Atlantic for me. So again, I can tell the system to go and find what I'm looking for to help me out. Now, one of the things that the search does is every time it does a search, it scans through everything in the database. So if we go back to Atlantic services, and get it to return everything, we do this deeper dive into it. It's returned absolutely everything in the system. But I can say, no. I'm actually only looking for the opportunities. Now, if this was a big company, I could be scrolling for ages. I can tell the system, no. I just want the opportunities. Filters out all those things that I don't need, just taking me straight to it. The same with cases. Cases will probably be a little bit larger, but again, all the cases associated with them. Now I'm only looking at the cases. Again, making it really quick and really easy. So I've got searching, I've got quick search, I've got extended search, I've got all word search, I've got sounds like, and I've got filtering all on that search. Right. So let's say we're looking for a record where the name is, it's Robert or Roberts or Robertson, something like that. I don't want to have to search for it 3 times. You can search, help me. Let's go back to all items. This time I'll search for, let's put it in capitals so we can all see it. Search for Robert. What does it find? Oh, okay, it's obviously only found where Robert's there. Well, let's see if I can get it to do a little bit more. Again, this extended search, I'm not programming it to do things. I'm just going to say, no, go and see what you can find for me. Because of this extended search, it goes a little bit deeper into the search for me. And now it's exactly the same word, but now it's gone in and find Robert Davis, Peter Robertson, Bailey Roberts. So it's searching for where that word appears within other words. So it's really clever. And almost knowing in some search engines, you'd have had to put them in brackets or perhaps asterisks and things like that. But the extended search has all that built in. So you just tell it the word you're looking for, and it will go and find the word to help you out. So I mentioned right at the start, there's some settings that you have with search. Now, they aren't in the search itself. They're in your preferences. So let's have a quick look. So we go down to my preferences and have a look at desktop behavior. You can see straight away I have the option to put search on the desktop or not on the desktop, as you see fit. And if you scroll down, there's a great option here. If you find you're doing those extended searches far more than the quick search, you can tell the system, look, I just want to do the full search every time. And now start it up and I'll get that deeper search every time I run a search. Actually, you don't have to sort of keep scrolling down and run it again. And there you have it. It's a really simple search with an incredibly powerful engine behind it that you don't need to try and tweak it to make it work. Put in what you're after and let the search return the records for you. And with that, Tim, I'll hand things back to you.
Thanks very much, Stuart. So just before we, as we normally do on these sessions, we dive into read out any questions that you've got. Just a reminder of Wizard Systems, our company. All we do is CRM. We provide a number of different solutions, including workbooks, and we've been doing this a number of years. We've got a lot of experience working with all sorts of companies implementing systems like workbooks. And as regards workbooks, we're a one-stop shop. We provide everything you need for workbooks, provisioning the product, setting it up to your requirements, or the implementation, the training the training can be at your place, our place, or online, and the ongoing help desk service as well. So if you get stuck, we're just a quick phone call away from you to answer any queries that you've got. Right, Stuart, we've got first question is from Dave. There's an option to save the search, but it does not work.
Oh, right. Yep. I know the one you mean. Yeah. To the right of the search, there's a little a save option. Now, that doesn't save the results of the search. It allows you to customize the columns that the search returns when you run a search. So you can save that as your default. So it uses your columns, and when you click save, it remembers to use your columns next time.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully that answers your question, Dave. Nadia, can I use advanced search techniques in Workbooks CRM to combine multiple criteria, such as filtering contacts by job title, company revenue, and recent activity within a single query?
No, for that, I would make use of the features within a landing page using using a combination of the filters and the brilliant group option to bring them all together. Or if it's something you're doing all the time, I would probably look to have a report that could return, you'd build it with that criteria and then save that as a report that you could just open up every time and get straight to that information. But no, not within a search.
Okay. Question from Lynette. What's the best way to find an email by specific date?
By date, right. I would probably tell the search to search for either the date or something within the if you know the subject, a word within the subject, but I would tell the system to only search within the email. So on that right-hand side, don't get it to scan everything, although it'll return everything with that date or that word, but tell it, no, I'm only looking for an email with this criteria. And then hopefully it will find that one or two things that you're looking for. Maybe the email trail, but hopefully just emails.
Yeah, so it might be from a landing page as well, I guess. It might be another way of doing it. Right, hopefully that answers your question, Lynette. Right, don't think there's any more questions, Stuart. Okay, well, thanks to the three of you for those. Right, well, just to wrap things up, we're currently on version 7.4 of Workbooks. We're running, in a couple of weeks' time, we're running another one-day Mastering Workbooks course at our Bristol base. And that's really going to go into the hidden depths of workbooks and really take you through some advanced topics. So great for any advanced users or admin users out there. Contact us for details on that. And as normal, if you've got any ideas for future topics that you'd like us to cover on these short workbook sessions, please contact us at Wizard Systems. We're happy to consider those anything that you think would be really useful for the Workbooks community out there. Well, thanks very much for those of you on here live or if you're watching a recording. There's our contact details. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you soon on the next event. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.